Hello, this is Deborah Matthews, Vicar of Verwood. One of the things that we have missed during these last 18 months in church has been sharing refreshments with each other. We have always served coffee and biscuits after church services, and we cooked monthly lunches for those who are alone. And we held all sorts of events where food and drink were included. Most of those things had to stop from the initial lockdown in March 2020. But once we were allowed back into our church building, our most important meal together continued. As part of our Sunday morning service, we have been able to share the Eucharist together. We have received the bread, although not the wine. However, the bread is sufficient and it can be administered safely during the pandemic. The Eucharist, meaning thanksgiving or gratitude, is the name of the meal that Jesus gave to his disciples on the night before he suffered. He told them to remember that whenever they came together and ate the bread and drank from the cup, that he would be there with them. And we, as his disciples, have continued to believe that Jesus is indeed with us in the Eucharistic meal that we share together, uniting us in his body and strengthening us in our faith. In the Bible, we hear about some of the other meals that Jesus ate during his life. During these meals, Jesus often calls social outcasts to repentance and discipleship. But the Gospel writers recognized how significant the Last Supper was for Jesus' disciples, and how great a gift it would be for all those who would follow Jesus through the centuries, to be able to share in that meal. The early church understood the Eucharistic meal to be at the core of Christianity, and from the very beginning, the church has known and passed on Jesus' command to share in this meal and take him to themselves. And Jesus said, "Take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. Do this in remembrance of me. And the cup is the new covenant in my blood. Do this as often as you drink it in remembrance of me." The connection and closeness to Jesus contained within these words and actions has been received by his people as his life-giving presence within them. In the Gospel of St. John, Jesus said to the crowd, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty." In word and the sacrament of communion, the generations of his followers have found his words to be true. When we receive communion together, we continue to obey Jesus' command to eat and drink in remembrance of him. And so we become one with the company of heaven, connected in love with all those who have partaken of this gift from the very beginning. This mutual indwelling is at the heart of every communion. I know how much we appreciated being back in church last year, even though we couldn't sing or share coffee or get together for a chat after the service, and even though we had to wear masks and not sit next to each other, we could nevertheless know that we were there together, and we could pray the prayer of thanksgiving and receive the bread of life that Jesus gave to his disciples. Now we are gradually able to include more of the things we have missed in the service. Whilst we continue to be cautious, we have put chairs back into church so that more people can attend each week. And we can sing hymns, even though that's behind our masks. But that has given us a real joy. And in September, we are planning to reintroduce more of our hospitality, a cream tea, Sunday lunches, and together at 6, a new evening service with a music group and refreshments. And those are just a few of the things that we've got planned. Details of all our events and our services can be found on the parish website, St Michael's, Verwood. We have recently held a vision meeting, and in all of our hopes and plans for the future, we recognise the centrality of sharing food together. In his life, Jesus has shown us how important it is and how it can overcome boundaries. And you will always be very welcome at St Michael's, and we look forward to sharing our hospitality very soon. God bless you.